All right, so the Lakers were defeated tonight with a final score of 127-100. They lost by 27 points, barely cracked 100 points, and overall looked like garbage on defense, looked even worse on offense, just looked like a, out of sort, messy, disorganized disaster of a team. And it all starts with their front man, the head coach. That is JJ Redick. And JJ Redick, let's be honest, let's call spade a spade. Let's not lie about his NBA playing career. He was a bum. He was a scrub. He was a one-dimensional player. All he can do is shoot three-pointers. Had no game on offense other than standing on the wing or standing in the corner, ready to receive the fucking ball and shoot it. That's all he could do. He had no skill other than that. That was his only fucking thing he did in his career. Oh, but you didn't even watch an NBA one day. Yes, I did. He was fucking horrible. He was never good. You never heard about JJ Redick having a great game or, oh, JJ Redick's this, JJ Redick's that. He was always looked at as a decent little role player who could shoot three-pointers. So a guy like that, of course, is never going to be a successful NBA fucking coach. And the fact is, he has no other coaching experience other than now being the Lakers coach. This is his first time ever coaching. He's coaching grown men. He's coaching a bunch of grown men. So what do you think is going to happen? He's going to struggle. He's going to suck. And his team will not make the fucking playoffs. They might make the play-in, but they're not going to win. They're not going to win the play-in. They're not going to make the playoffs. It's as simple as that. And the problem with him that I'm seeing is he refuses to make any sort of adjustments in the second half. And I'm gonna have Lakers fans and JJ Redick dick riders because people love his little stupid fucking podcast and they think he's so great and all this garbage. You don't like him, dude. You're a fake fan. Nobody likes JJ Redick other than Lakers fans. Nobody fucking likes the guy. He's a fucking pompous asshole. He's a dick. Alright, the guy's a twat. And he's horrible as a coach, and he was a fucking bum of a fucking player. All he could do, he was once again a one-dimensional scrub player who was easy to shut down. If you covered him tightly, he wasn't going to make a fucking three-pointer. The guy sucked. But regardless of that, his main problem as a head coach in the NBA so far in his young coaching career is refusal to make adjustments, especially after the half. His team coming out in the third quarter every time has looked like shit. Scoring like 19 points in a quarter and letting the other team go on like a 23-6 run, something ridiculous. And I mean, he just doesn't make adjustments. He has one game plan, he sticks to that one game plan, and even if it's not working, as anticipated, he refuses to pivot and go in a different direction. That's why the Lakers are losing games, is because they're sticking to one thing, and when the other team shuts down that one thing, he won't make the adjustment. He won't make the call. That's a fucking problem if you couldn't tell, because now teams know his coaching style, how he coaches, and they're able to predict what game plan he's going to sort of cook up and put together. And we're seeing the result of that. And we're seeing the results of someone who has never coached in the NBA. Never coached at any level. Maybe if he coached in college for a couple years, I would understand the hire. But I think this was the most ridiculous hire in the history of NBA basketball. This will be the only year this guy ever coaches in the NBA. After this, he's going to go back to his podcast, and he's going to blame the team, he's going to blame the front office, he's going to blame the fucking players for why he was not a good coach, because he's an egotistical, narcissistic asshole who only cares about himself. He's only taken this coaching job because he thinks it's a fucking boost to his ego. He thinks he's so great that he can take this Lakers team and win a championship with him. You're not even going to be the fucking 8th seed. You won't make the playoffs. Trust me, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the play-in, but that doesn't count as the playoffs. So he's going to lose in the play-in, and then he's going to get fired. And he's going to deserve it because he's basically on the same level as Darvin Ham. People love to clown on Darvin Ham, how he never adjusted, how he wasn't playing his players, how bad Ham was. Is Darvin Ham a bad coach? Absolutely. But is he on the same caliber as JJ Redick? Yes, they're the same coach. This is the same fucking coach. This guy is playing Cam Reddish almost 30 minutes a night, and Cam Reddish is okay on defense, but he has no offense. He has no mid-range. He has no three-point shot. He has no inside game. He has no ISO game. He has no post game. No nothing. Cam Reddish is one of the worst players in the NBA. He constantly gets missed. He scores, 3 points a game on like fucking 4 shots? Oh, but he's shooting 50-something% because he's not shooting. Because he has no offense. He is a defensive-only player, and that's not a player that is someone you want to play 30 minutes a game. So JJ Redick's a moron in and over his head. And I know, but they played KD and Beal and Booker. Yeah, they faced a good team and they lost. So what? You can't say, the Suns are a good team. you got to beat good teams to win the finals, don't you? You don't get to face the fucking Wizards and Jordan Poole and Kuzma in the fucking finals. It's not how this works. Yes, you can beat up on the Charlotte Hornets. You can beat up on the Wizards. You can beat up on the Utah Jazz and trash-ass Keontae George and company. You can do that all you want. But when you have to face an actual fucking team like the Suns, who actually play to win, they're in big trouble. They never win those games because JJ Redick doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not qualified to be a coach. He has my qualifications. I could apply to be the coach of the Jazz tomorrow. If fucking Will Hardy, whatever the hell his name is, gets fired, I can go ahead and apply to be the coach and I would have just as much qualification as him. Oh, but you were never an NBA. That doesn't matter if he was an NBA player. Right? It doesn't. That shouldn't matter that you play in the NBA. That does not mean that you are going to be a good coach just because you played in the fucking NBA. We've seen coaches that have played in the NBA that have been fucking horrible as coaches in the NBA. So that means nothing. It's essentially meaningless. That doesn't add anything to your coaching fucking resume. You've never coached a day in your life, JJ Redick. Yet you think you know everything and you don't. You don't know how to make adjustments. You're not ready for this. You were never ready for this. You took a job that you thought you were going to be good at, and now you're saying that you're horrible at it. And this team will win maybe 30-something games, and this is a team that I could see barely getting the 10 or 9 seed, or maybe even missing the play-in. And in general, they might get a fucking lottery pick. This team is garbage. JJ Redick is a fucking clueless moron of a head coach. Wasting on that fucking talent of their team, wasting fucking Anthony Davis' fucking career. Just because he has an ego, he thinks he's the greatest thing since fucking ever of life and history. JJ Redick, you're a moron. You're a fucking idiot. You're literally a podcaster. Go do your podcast. Go talk about this and that. Don't coach a team that you're not qualified to coach. You're a moron. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.